Well, hey, welcome back. Although you don't really know how long I've been gone, but it's been a few days. So here's the update. We got a little bit of rain on some of the cotton. Some places just a couple tenths, no big deal. One farm got 8 tenths in Old Glory, and this farm where I'm at, our farm, Ephesians 3:20, got half an inch. And so the fear, I think I've said this before, the fear with a kind of hard, fast rain is that it will slick the ground off and make it hard. And then when it dries up, that it'll be loose dirt on top and the wind will blow, it could blow, and I could kind of sandblast the cotton. Well, also had to go out of town this weekend. We dropped the boys off at Emily's parents for VBS, and she had a work deal, so we were out of town. And sure enough, the wind started blowing. I checked the weather before we left, didn't see really high wind chances. It came, and I was 3.5 hours away. And so thankful to my dad, he was able to get out the rotary hoe, which was trapped in a tight spot in our barn because he replaced all the bearings at one point and then put it in the barn since, because that was a big job. So he and my mom got it out and got the farm that was blowing the worst over at Old Glory, and then started here on my farm. It wasn't blowing here, but knew that it probably could. So I'm here. I'm going to get that finished before I switch back to spraying. So thanks, Dad. Shout out to him for getting it done. So I'm going to finish this field. It goes. What we're doing is I think this toolbar is about 24 feet, and we're just, it doesn't cover the whole pattern, and so you can see just going down every other 40-foot pass, which is our planter pass, and not getting everyone but at least enough of a buffer to keep the wind from blowing. So I'm going to finish that. Then I'm going to take this tractor back to the barn, get the sprayer back on, and try to do some spraying, because all the wheat ground now needs to be sprayed, and most all the cotton ground probably needs to be sprayed. So lots of time in the sprayer tractor. And so again, shout out to my dad. The other thing that happened while just last night when he was finishing or trying to finish up is, let me turn the camera around and show you. Okay, so it's actually the other side that I believe, but I'm just going to show you here because this is where I'm at. This pin, I believe it was this top pin, he said, came out. I think that's right. I think that's what he said. And so this pin came out, and then both pins came out, and the plow just dropped, obviously, because the pins are holding that. And so then this piece right here was kind of twisted. And so Dad just barely tapped it with a crescent wrench, not even hard, and it just split, just right down the middle there. And not a part that the John Deere house has in stock, but we should be able to get it this week. So he robbed it over there, that one actually, I believe, off of the other tractor because it was the same part, and got it back to going this morning early so that I could come and finish it. So yeah, so that was fun all while I was gone and couldn't do anything about it. But again, thanks, Dad. You're the real MVP. All right, well, I'm going. I mean, it's pretty simple. Go a little faster, so I should be able to get this done pretty quick. Hard to see because lots of dust is created, but I'm sure you can see the cotton better. Maybe you can. I can. So this will get some little weeds, probably. Between the two little tines, there's just about this much space between, and that's where the cotton goes. And so we may be, you might get a couple here and there, but overall the cotton won't be phased by that. So rotary hoeing, because it's a circle rotary, and we're hoeing, like hoeing the ground. So rotary hoe. All right, got that field done. Got the plow. Can you see that? Yeah, folded up. So back to the barn, switch it off, put the sprayer on, and then I'll just do the math. I got lots of spraying to do. So got a lot of spraying to do. So just got the sprayer back to my parents' house. I still have about 400, a little less than 400 is the word, gallons left to spray out of this tank. I think I'm just gonna wait and spray this out later this evening. It's still over 100 degrees right now, and I'm afraid that the weeds won't die very well if I spray it right now. So I'll come back later when it's cooler, and spray this out, and then go ahead and fill up for in the morning and try to get an early start in the morning and just do most of my, or really all of my spraying before lunch before it just gets so hot. The cotton is fine. Not spraying over that's fine, but it'd be spraying over the weeds. The weeds may not take it up. So that's the plan. So this is, the cotton now is in, has 2 true leaves. So these first 2 ones right here, these are the cotyledons. And then right here, these are going to be the first true leaves, what they call them, of the cotton plant. Well, back at it this morning. Yesterday evening, Emily and I went and sprayed out this tank that was almost empty. And then I filled up so I could get an early start this morning. So I have gotten an early start this morning. I'm about over halfway done with this first tank. And my goal is to try to get 3 sprays out before lunch, before it gets too hot. So, yeah, first field, it's rough on the ends. Man, all the water running. It ran down the rows where we strip tilled, and very rough. So, got that part done. Now it's smooth sailing is the word, up and down the field. And the other update is the cotton. This is looking good. This is some of our latest. Gosh, this is the latest. Nope. Yes, this is the latest cotton that we planted. So it is looking really, really good. All right, here's a closer look at the cotton. Looking good, looking strong. And the other thing though I want to show you is this weed, known as a devil's claw. I actually don't know what its actual name is, but that's what we call it, a devil's claw. And I'm going to show you why. They are super sticky. I hate these weeds. They stink. So I'm gonna use a rag. Try not to get my hands all sticky and smelly like this thing. Okay, this is not, they're not doing it as much yet because there's still pretty little, but this root part down here turns just bright orange. So devil's claw, it puts on these seed pods. It's just now in bloom, but they I don't know what they look like. They're just these big seed pods, and this field has these weeds pretty bad. See if I can break this stem. Like I said, I don't really want to touch it. Well, I can't get it to break open. However, it's just a hollow tube. I mean, it can suck some moisture for sure. They're pretty. They die pretty good with Roundup, but we've just. Can you see those? There we go. We get in this field. Different fields have different weed problems. This one's one not resistant to Roundup, thankful, but they're just. For whatever reason in this field. Growing up, we used to pull those out. We never have. Let's try that again. We never had that many, but even if you pull them up late and those seed pods are already developed, they'll dry and crack open and still be a viable seed. So we would carry them to the end of the field. So if we're walking and hoeing, which was no fun, but that's the way the world went for a lot of years, we'd have to just drag them to the end of the field. If we were on a four-wheeler, we'd have to pile them onto the four-wheeler and drive them out. That was easier, except when there's a bunch or big and they're just, they stink and they're just sticky, nasty. So they'd be up on the four-wheeler and just all up over you. And my kids have it pretty good, actually. Maybe we should. I did bring them out here to pull these devil's claws last year. Emily came too. They actually kind of liked it, but just for one day. So maybe I just need to get them to do it more and more often so they can see what I had to do. Well, spraying's going well. I just finished that farm I was on over there, 300 acres, half cotton, half wheat. And I've got about half a tank left. I'm coming over here to this other farm and get it sprayed out. And then I'm gonna stop because it's lunchtime, and plus just don't want to spray in the afternoon while it's so hot. So going around these telephone poles along this end here. And so I'm watching there on my right side, and I hear a pop. And I don't know if you can even tell, but that is not supposed to go back at that angle. There's a shear bolt. Now, on the very end, there's a spring. And that allows you, if you accidentally hit something, it'll kind of bend back and not be a big problem. But if you hit something on the main boom, then there's a bolt that just shears like this. See, it's actually got a weak spot right there, and that's designed to shear right there so that you know you hit something that you shouldn't have. Well, I didn't hit anything. There's nothing here. So fluke, maybe something in the past had weakened it. So fun. And there it is. Hopefully we can just drive these out easily. We'll see. I was able to get that bottom side out. This one, I'm gonna have to push the boom to get that out of the way, I guess. Dad's on his way. Or just turn and pull it out. I guess I should have tried that first. So now it's just a matter of getting that hole to line up to that hole. That wasn't so bad. I fixed it. Last time we did this, it was in a bind and we definitely couldn't get that lined up, so did it by myself. So all I need from my dad is something to tighten this with. Fixed it, no problem. Dad brought the crescent wrench and tightened it up. Now we're going again. Good morning back. That doesn't make sense. Good morning, welcome back. Been getting a lot of spraying done last few days, and just yesterday got moved back over here to the barn near my grandma's house, and getting close. I think I've got a little less than 600 acres left to do, and just spraying in the mornings. I've been getting 3 loads, so about 360 acres a day. So the goal would be to finish tomorrow morning. Man, the afternoons have just been brutal. 105 to 109. It's hot and humid too, so thinking chemicals probably not going to work too great when it's that hot. So just trying to get things done, starting early in the morning and finishing around or a little after lunchtime. So I'm here at the barn now. It timed up pretty good. Ran out of chemical in that tote when we were over at near Dad's house and got it emptied and got moved over here. And I got the new tote delivered yesterday. So now I've got to go do the old switcheroo and load the sprayer, because I didn't have the chemical to do that yesterday. Load the sprayer, and then I've got a 100-acre field that's over here that I've got to drive around to get it. So I'm going to get that done, spray out the rest around the barn, and then at least load up one more time, because I got to do some moving with that tote. I'm going to try to get 3, but I may just get 2 loads done this morning. Stay tuned. We're loaded. Let's go spray. So the wind really picked up, and it's getting warm. It actually seems like it's kind of died down a little bit here, but I am shielded by the house. But man, flies. The wind really picked up as I was finishing spraying that last tank, so I decided to fill up with the tank and then just stop. I was really wanting to get 2 done today, but just 1. It's supposed to cool off a little bit, maybe the next Thursday and then Friday. So anyways, I'll get it done. I can't get it done tomorrow. I'll have to maybe do some on Friday, but got some rain chances starting Friday into the weekend, so we'll see. But anyways, what I'm gonna work on now is I've got a little, we fill up our nurse tank up there. We got a little float in there that Dad did some work. I'll try to show you that in a second. It shuts the water off automatically, at least lets it stop running. And so that's been good, because back in the day, growing up, we'd have to sit here and watch it. And once it started running over the edge, turn the water off real fast. So that float's been awesome. But one thing is, like when he's bringing me water to the field, he has to unscrew this hose every time from up there. So not a big deal, but he's got, you do that multiple times in a day, it just kind of gets annoying. So I went to the store yesterday, our spray supplier, and got these quick coupler attachments. So I'm gonna work on now. I'll show you what's gonna happen here. There she is. So I'll have to turn the water off to do this, but just pop these off and it'll come off easy. I'm gonna turn the water off and I'll show you. All right, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Just like that. Not that was a huge deal having to do that every time, but that's a whole lot easier. So I'll make up one of these parts to leave over at my parents' house, so we'll have them both places. All right, and here's the other thing. See if I can do this without dropping my phone in here. So water comes in here, and this float, it floats. Once it floats, it shuts the water off. So I'm not full yet because I need to leave. I want to turn the water off, but Dad, it used to just come straight out and go down. So he added this L here, another L here, so it brought that up. The problem was there wasn't enough water when that float shut off to fill up the sprayer when we're just spraying Roundup. When we were spraying other stuff with more, more liquid because there's more chemicals in there, then there was enough water because the chemicals made up the difference. So what we have to do is take the hose off. Sorry, I can't get this lid back on. We have to unscrew this hose, the fill hose, open this top hatch that I can't get, and I'll do in a second. Pour more into the top until we got it full enough, and then Dad could come out to me and we'd have enough water to fill up the tank. So now with the float risen, no problem. Enough water to fill the sprayer because we're adding 30 gallons of chemical plus some other additives. So we have enough to get to our full mark. Now, also because of this, when he's, like I'm doing 3 or 4 or 5 loads in a day, there's a lot of back and forth and quick connections. Okay, quick update. I'm almost done spraying with, I still have the cotton over near my parents' house, but it's not very weedy and there's a chance of rain tomorrow through the weekend, so I'm debating on maybe just waiting on that and see what the rain does. But I've got all this done over here, or working on this around the barn, and just want to give you a little bit of information on, mostly I'm killing grass in the wheat. In the cotton, there's grass, there's broadleaf, there's all kinds, but in the wheat, it's should be just grass, and really it has been. There's been very few broadleaves, and that's by design. If you'll remember, and if you don't remember, you got to go back and watch. When I sprayed some chemical over the top of the wheat early spring. One of those chemicals, Ally, is a really good residual broadleaf. It kills and it prevents from broadleaves coming up, and so that's what we're getting right now. Is it's keeping a lot of those, vulture cotton not coming up, and the resistant pigweeds, the careless weeds, or the palmer amaranth, same thing. Keeping those from coming up. Those are the biggest pain. Roundup won't kill them. Dicamba will, but we have some restrictions on dicamba. So anyways, thankful for a chemical that's cheap like Ally and that works. and so that we can kill most of these grasses die pretty easily. We've got two kind of ditch grasses, like highway right-of-ways, that are stinkers and you can't really kill them. You got to plow them. They haven't found a chemical that works, or combinations that work very good on that. So I've got about 30 acres left here, and then I'll be done until it rains and more weeds will come up, and then we'll spray again. So there's your view. There's the grass. Also, right up here, this is the oil well location that they had filled in, and that we came and plowed and sowed over, and they made a little bit of wheat. But also, if you look, the combine sunk in some of these spots. We expected a lot of that to happen, but I might need to let you go and pay attention here. But there it is. They got not sketchy, but a little bit soft there, even for me, which, you know, didn't. With all the rains we've gotten, it's just sinking down, and so even when I was going across with the sprayer, I was dropping down. So, but I don't have to go around anything. And then on this next through, I'll show you where the house was, and I can go straight through the old house too. All right, so here's where the house was. I'd literally be driving right into the side of the house. The barns are over there, and I'm driving over right where the pit that they dug was. There will be some settling, I'm sure. I'm going to slow down and raise my booms so I don't hit something. But, oh, this is nice. A little rough. We'll work on that. That is significantly better than it was. Well, that's about it. I don't know what else to show you. I'm spraying. I'm going to finish spraying, and then I'm going to stop spraying. So, this is it. This is going to be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you're going to farm it.